Hey everyone, Josh here at House Guitars, coming to you from my shop in Goderich, Ontario, and we have another video in the Building a House Guitar video series, and I'm working on a LG guitar for Paramount Guitars in Wisconsin. And in the last video I showed the first part of the neck construction, and this is where I left off with some carbon fiber reinforcement inlaid on either side of the truss rod channel. I've got my Zuricoti peg head, and one thing I've done off camera between the last video and this one is I've thicknessed the peg head. The peg head's now at its final thickness for the style of headstock I'm doing and for the tuning machines I'm going to use. So this is kind of unique in that it's going to be a slotted headstock, and I do a few slotted headstock guitars a year, but not near as common as the solid peg head. And the solid peg head is easy because you lay a template on top and you route around it, drill your peg holes, and you're good to go. But there's a lot more steps in making a slotted headstock, and it's kind of a 4 or 5 step process. I'm going to start by cutting out the profile, then I will drill the tuner machine holes through the side of the headstock, and then I'm going to route out the pockets in the headstock, and then finally I carve the ramps, the string ramps, down into the front of the headstock on either side. So rather than stop and explain it between every step, I'm just going to go ahead and shoot those steps and just show them to you kind of one right after another, sped up a little bit for time's sake. And when I've got the completed headstock, I'll take a few moments to show you that at the end of the video. Okay, so here's the completed slotted headstock. Still a little bit of final sanding that will be done with the final sanding on the neck after the neck has been shaped, but the profile's cut, holes are drilled, the ramps for the strings are mostly finished, and there you have it. So you saw me use a variety of different templates and jigs in order to make this headstock. It's a little bit different than a lot of headstocks are just traditionally square on the top, kind of vintage styled. This one has a profile which resembles kind of the profile I've used on some of my steel strings, the Modern series and the fingerstyle model, and it's actually a design I took off a classical headstock for a custom built classical guitar I did a few years ago. So it seems to suit the LG model nicely, and I will likely continue using it going forward. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can go back and watch the other videos in the Building a House Guitar video series. And next step on this neck is to cut the dovetail neck joint. And so I will be doing that and uploading that video shortly. You can find more info on my guitars at houseguitars.com. Thanks for watching.